All right, so we are back. We are back, man, and we are now in week number 8. Wow, it's crazy. It's actually Monday, June 26th. It is my wife, Autumn's birthday today. And so I am actually outside of a Costco. It probably looks the same for you guys, just kind of being in the car, but I am in the parking lot of Costco. I'm about to go run through this Costco trip really quick, and then we are going to go celebrate Autumn's birthday. And so I wanted to knock out this video because I didn't have a chance to do it over the weekend, and so here we are. But last week, man, last week was crazy. So last week was a wild, wild ride. So as I do every video, I want to set this up the same way. I want to look back, then I want to look forward, then I want to give you guys a tip that you guys can use. So last week we had Father's Day. So last week Father's Day was on Sunday, and man, I blew it out for Father's Day. And I kind of did it on purpose. Like, I didn't necessarily just go off the rails unexpectedly, but I kind of positioned myself with a few low days, with a low day before and a couple low days after, to make sure that I made room for a big, big Father's Day. And it was big. Coconut pancakes in the morning, sweet and sour chicken later on at night. It was awesome. But I started last week at 180.8, and you guys that have been following me, kind of along these weekly video logs, you know that I started last week at 180.8, and I had my sights set on 179. Well, I actually hit 178.8. I actually priced in 180.2 kind of midway through the week, and then the bottom just fell out Saturday morning, and I hit 178.8. Man, that is crazy. I'm about halfway through right now. This is about the midway point, 7.5 weeks in. Got about 7.5 weeks to go. And I'm actually ahead of where I thought I might be at this point. I thought it would be kind of a stretch, kind of a bit too optimistic to be in the 170s at this point. I was hopeful that it might happen, but now I got my weekly averages pushing up closer to that 1.5 pounds per week. And so, man, I am feeling good. And so not only that, but last week, I actually didn't even get as low as I wanted to on my numbers. My protein, my carbs, and my fat were all a little bit higher than I had anticipated them being to start the week. And that's because midway through the week, when I got down to 180.2, that was over 0.5 pound. I said, all right, if this is all I get out of this week, it's a little disappointing, but I'll take it. It's not too bad. So I listened to my body. I used my experience to say, all right, because of the high Father's Day, I don't want to go too drastic on the days that follow. Let me just do what I know I can do. Let me just stay within myself. Let me leave myself some ammunition for later on. And I kept my numbers up a little higher than I thought, and the bottom still fell out. So it's just another example, man, that when you lay out a plan, when you know what you're doing, when you have a lot of experience, you've got to trust the process. Or if you're working with someone, like maybe you're working with a coach that's helping you through the process, someone that's done it before, trust the process. Trust your coach. Trust kind of the mechanical nature of how this thing sets up. It's hard enough as it is. Don't make it harder on yourself by just going willy-nilly throughout the whole thing. So that's kind of looking back. Looking forward, what am I going to do? Well, this week, from a numbers standpoint, the only thing I really want to do is I want to hit the numbers that I originally wanted to hit last week. I'm hoping to get at least one more week out of these numbers, maybe get down into the 177 range. That would be phenomenal. I'm also going to add a little bit of cardio. So last week, I actually upped my cardio from 3 30-minute sessions to 3 35-minute sessions. This week, I'm up to 3 40-minute sessions, plus I'm actually adding 6 minutes of steady state cardio before each weight training session in the morning. I hop on the step mill at a pretty easy pace for 6 minutes, and I started session number 1 this morning. And that may not seem like a lot, and it's not, but it's 6 minutes 5 times a week. That's an extra 30 minutes. That's like an extra cardio session added to the week. And it's all about just burning more calories. It's all about increasing that energy expenditure. And so that's really all I'm going to do this week. I'm not going to do anything too crazy, but I am in a position now where I've got a stockpile of ammunition, like in the back seat of the Civic right here. And as I keep saying, I'm not getting to middle of August with a whole bunch of ammo left in the back. No, I'm getting to the middle of August with that thing emptied out. I'm getting to the middle of August with an empty chamber, and I'm going to say, that's it. I've done all I can do. And so I'm in a position now where I'm going to throw something new at this thing every single week. Because now I think I got a shot at 168 or 167 or 166. So I'm really feeling good, feeling really, really high spirits about the whole thing. So that brings me to my tip for you guys, and then we'll shut this thing down and we'll get into Costco before all the other crazies get here. So my tip for you guys is this. From a training standpoint, there's a few different things that impact hypertrophy in the gym, which you should always be shooting for, no matter what your goal is. Muscle gain, fat loss, it doesn't matter. You should be in the gym trying to build as much muscle as possible. And if you're in a caloric surplus, you'll be building muscle. If you're in a caloric deficit, the best you can hope for is kind of muscle retention. But that's a separate video altogether. Both, the building and the retaining and the whole drivers of hypertrophy. But generally speaking, you want progressive overload in the gym. And here's the easiest way to do that. Keep track of your training volume. Keep track of how much volume you're pushing through your muscles, how much volume you're squatting, how much volume you're deadlifting, how much volume you're benching, and then how much total volume are you doing per muscle group, legs, chest, back, whatever. Every single week, try to increase that volume, or at least over a training block, like maybe a 5-week span. So like the way I'm setting up my training now, the first week is kind of a deload intro week as I kind of figure out what I'm doing in terms of the exercises, what weights I should be using. Weeks 2, 3, and 4 are where I kind of accumulate my volume, which I've been doing, this block, this hypertrophy block. And then that final week or the final 2 weeks, that's where I blast it, man. That's where I really get after it and try to push that volume, try to overreach my system, and try to reach new heights and see, or new heights even, without saying it weird, and just see what my potential is. Just see how far I can push my system, knowing that when I start the next block the following week or in 2 weeks, I've got another deload week where I can start to let my system recover. So progressive overload, keep track of your volume and keep trying to push that guy higher over time. It's not going to happen every week. It's not even going to happen every training block. But if you look over like a 3, 6, or 12-month span, you should see higher volume. You can do that by adding weight to the bar. You can do that by adding sets. I have just found in both my studying of the science and my own anecdotal experience, man, it works. It works really, really well. So that's it, man. That's all I got for you guys here, week number 8. I might see you guys in a few days for week number 9 in the 177s, which is crazy. So hey, I appreciate your support. I thank you guys so much for following my journey. It's starting to get pretty serious now, man. It's about to be July. August is going to be here before I know it. If you guys enjoyed the video, man, if you could hit the thumbs up, if you could share this with a friend, or if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would really, really appreciate that. I'm working on some other bigger projects that I think you guys are going to love. So I'll see you guys in a few days. In the meantime, man, God bless. See you guys soon.